Shh, it's a customer. Did you come in for a pie, sir? Hi, guys. It's Lauren Aparicio. This is Quarantine But Cute. And I've got Jessie Sheehan Bakes on today. Mrs. Lovett's not making meat pies. We're going to be making pumpkin donut holes. So welcome to the show. You guys have been watching literally for 8 months now. And I'm just so appreciative. And I know we can't all do the Halloween festivities. So I just wanted to make it really fun today. So she's joining us live from Brooklyn in just a second. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I love Sweeney Todd, don't you? Look at this meat pie. I didn't make it myself. Here she is joining right now. Hi, Lester.
Hi, honey.
Hello, lovely.
How are you?
I'm so good.
Yay!
I'm going to have to literally do what you said. I'm going to back it up so you can see me because we're all just like.
I know, we're all like hunched over.
Let me see if I can back at the screen. Well, so you're watching from Brooklyn.
Yes.
And I started following you because I thought your reels were hilarious.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to chat with you before we start with our fabulousness about how you got into all of this amazingness on Instagram, because were you a baker like by trade?
So I was. I came to it late in life. I didn't start doing any of this till about, 14 years ago, which maybe for your younger peeps in the audience, that is a long time ago. But to me, because I'm an old lady, that's not that long ago.
It's not I'm 37.
Okay, there you go. So anyway, long story short, I had never been a baker. I didn't grow up baking. I don't have anybody in my family. I had a paternal grandmother who liked to bake, but I liked to eat her sweets. I didn't like to help her make them.
I'm the same way.
Right? So it was very, it took a long time of eating other people's sweets and buying sweets and like honing and perfecting my sweet tooth to realize that what I really wanted to do was maybe try my hand at making sweets. So I popped out a couple of kids. I had been a lawyer. I had been an actress. I'd had a lot of careers. And I decided to go into a bakery in my neighborhood, a bakery called Baked in Red Hook, Brooklyn, and see if they wanted to like hire an intern apprentice kind of situation person. And of course they thought I was insane, because what like old lady mom comes into a bakery in a hip neighborhood and asks to like work there. But long story short, they took me on and taught me the trade, as it were, the tricks of the trade. And then the guys who owned the bakery started writing cookbooks. And so I started helping them with their cookbooks, testing recipes and then developing recipes. And that's kind of what brought me into the cookbook writing world. So I went from working in a bakery to kind of being a freelance recipe developer and tester to writing my own cookbooks. And wow, that's where you find me now.
Well, girlfriend, let me tell you, I've actually made a bunch of your recipes since finding you. I mean, COVID has been obviously a terrible thing that's happened to our world, but also there's so many blessings that's come out of it. And yes, I don't think I would have ever found you. Maybe I would have, but we're spending more time on the internet. And I was just going through reels and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if this reel thing is giving me a panic attack or like, do I want to be her best friend?
Oh my gosh, probably both.
So I was like, she's so my attitude. We both live in Brooklyn, even though I'm not currently there now. And I was like, I have to connect with her. And I love that I tagged you and you're like, yeah, I'll come on the show. And I was like,
100%. I'm easy. I won't do anything, but I'm basically open to anything and everything.
I love it. Okay. So today on the show, you guys, we are making Jessie's pumpkin donut holes, which I'm super excited about.
Here they are.
Yeah. Ooh. So we're going to be making those step by step. But first, I thought it would be fun to create one of your reels live and see if I can do it in 15 seconds minus the 90-second cooking time. So what are we going to make before we get into it?
Okay, so we're going to make a chocolate mug cake. And what's funny about reels is when reels started, they were only 15 seconds, but now reels are 30 seconds. So if you want to give yourself a few extra seconds, feel free.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like not knock all my like beautiful decorations over somehow. I guess this is the COVID bat, so sorry about that.
Like it.
Bat decoration. Oops. Look at these black flowers. How fun. So anyway, I was just trying to jazz it up, guys. I mean, it's like we can't do anything for Halloween. I used to be like that person that had like 4 costumes at Halloween, you know?
I was the person who ate all the candy. I wasn't so into the costumes, but I'm really into candy. So it's basically my favorite holiday.
What's your favorite candy? Any of this?
Oh, Reese's peanut butter cups all the way. Or
I have
like mini crackle bars or mini Nestle Crunch bars.
Yeah, I need texture. I know what you mean. Like, I love Heath bars. You guys comment your favorite candy in the comments. I would love to know what everybody loves. Okay, so we are doing this incredible chocolate mug cake, and I am going to try to go as fast as I can. You're going to tell me what to do.
Yes.
You're going to count me down.
Yes.
And you're going to yell at me like you yelled in the reels.
Okay, here I go.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. First, you're going to get your mug. You're going to get your oil, and you're going to get your sugar, and you're going to put it in your 12-ounce mug. And you are going to combine with a fork. Whiskey, 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 whiskey. Then you are going to add 1 egg yolk and some vanilla. And you are going, there you go. And you are going to whisk again. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Then you are going to add your buttermilk. And you are going to whisk again. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Then you are going to take some flour, baking powder, salt, and cocoa powder and add that to the mug. And you can use a fork or you can use your whisk, and you're going to whisk it a final time. Add some chocolate chips for extra chocolatiness. And you're going to place that in your microwave for 90 seconds. Go.
Okay. Off-camera drama.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I'm just trying to go really fast to make sure there's no lumps. Here we go.
Okay.
I've literally got chocolate all over the kitchen floor.
That's okay. Do you have a dog? Although a dog, I guess chocolate is poison for dogs. So be careful.
2 cats, 2 dogs. That was not easy to do.
Really quickly, I know. But keep in mind, when one makes a reel or a TikTok, usually you do lots of little clips, and then you cut them and weave them together.
I know. That's like, it's so funny because people will be like, 15-second reel, how did it get 1 million views? That's not a lot of work. It's like,
oh my God.
Way
more work. Yeah. Way more work than if you were like doing a 2-minute video or even a minute video.
So I noticed how much amazing sugar is in this recipe. I mean, this ain't low fat. You don't do low fat.
I don't do low fat and I don't do low sugar. I do everything in moderation.
Oh my God.
But not in the recipe itself, but in terms of how much of it you consume.
Totally. I feel like it's all about moderation, like you said, and all about just like, I grew up in the South, everything in moderation.
Yep.
A little bit here, just don't overindulge. And yes, these are easy microwave recipes. Someone just asked. I've got 14 seconds left, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And then guess what I made? Other than a mess, I made cinnamon whipped cream for the top.
Yum! Also, the recipe is available online. People can find it if they want it.
Okay, the cake is ready.
Yay!
Ooh! Oh my God!
Yum! I will say, mug cakes are not the prettiest.
Yeah, but it's okay because look what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to jazz it up. I got all this toppings. I'm also a food stylist. I have a million jobs like you've had. We've got like a little bit of everything going on, which you know what? Multi-hyphenated individuals are the best kind of individuals.
100%.
So I'm going to just slop it on. Who cares about calories? This is just literally a tablespoon of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, a big dash of a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg, and then 1 cup of very cold whipped cream, and I did it by hand.
I love whipped cream.
What should we do for toppings? How about some purple? Ooh.
Yes, we need very spooky toppings.
I have spooky toppings, little black sugar. I'm going to be like sugar high all day.
Nice.
And then let's put some worms in there.
Love worms.
And let's do this because it's fun.
Yes, very fun.
Cute. Little
Very
bit more
creepy.
purple. What?
I said very creepy. Let me see.
Okay.
Looks good. Oh,
Coming
you're coming around?
And I'm going to get a spoon so I can try it.
Okay.
Dude, this is heavy. This is like, this could be a twofer.
Yum. I know. It probably should be, but I don't like sharing.
I don't even want to ask the calories on this.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Who cares? All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Moment of truth.
Oh.
Yum.
Bitch.
It's good?
This is so good.
Yay!
I've made mug cakes before and they're like super dry. So I think, is it the oil and the milk? That's the key here?
The key is to make them moist. I 100% agree. And usually these centers end up being a little bit gooey, which is a good thing rather than a bad thing.
Oh my God. I've already gained 6 pounds in 2 minutes. I love it.
Well, the problem is like you make them thinking, oh, I'm just going to make this for a video. And then you eat the whole fucking thing because it's so damn good.
I worked at Food Network on and off for 10 years. I've worked on Artie Sequeira's show, Food Network star, Jada's show. Jada was a really healthy cook. So a lot of her stuff really wasn't super like naughty, which was great because I didn't really gain any weight on her show. But some of the other shows, oh my God, like Guy Fieri, love him, but my God.
Oh, I that's all the kind of food that I love. I eat all that kind of stuff all the time if I could.
Y'all, this is so good. Oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to eat in front of you too much because I find that to be a bit annoying.
And Lauren, we can link to the recipe so people can make it themselves.
Oh yes. And also it's in my story, you guys, the pumpkin donuts, but I'm also going to add the mug cake back in. I put it in last week as well. So now that we've done the mug cake, that was super fun. And you guys see how quick it is, even though mine wasn't like fully mixed, it still tastes amazing. It's not grainy. And I did that 100%. Super freaking fast.
100%. I'm going to try and turn my camera so that you can see my, I'm going to have to get like,
I love it. Okay. So someone said the vegan teacher. You know, I actually make a ton of vegan desserts.
Oh, you know what? That's because there's a very famous woman on TikTok called the Vegan Teacher. I think she has like 2 million followers. And for better or for worse, I fear it's for worse. People often think I look like her. And so they think I'm the vegan teacher. And then they get very concerned when everything I make is filled with animal products. Look, but that's because I'm not a vegan and I'm not the vegan teacher.
That is so funny. Oh God, look at me, guys. I got Mrs. Lovett's meat pie in my face. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm sure
that's all right. I'm gonna try and play with my thing to see if I can. Is that better?
You guys, yeah. This is the most moist, delicious. Girlfriend, you good, girl. You good.
All right, I'm gonna get a book to put under my tripod. Hold on.
This is so good, you guys, with the whipped cream I made. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, I'm stand. I love that you guys are all hanging out. Tell me what you're doing for Halloween. If you're doing something at home, like, let us know. Be interactive with us because I don't like to talk at you on my shows. I like you to ask us questions. Feel free to ask Jessie anything.
I'm an open book.
She is an open book, and you're so cool and open and such a beautiful spirit. So now,
thank you.
We are going. It's true. We are going to get into your pumpkin donut holes. Who doesn't love a donut? Bitch, if you don't like a donut, I don't trust you.
I agree. I'm getting more books. I'll be right back.
Okay. So if you guys are joining from Jessie's page and you don't know me, my name is Lauren Aparicio. I'm an actor, chef, food stylist, entrepreneur, Kangen water distributor, host of this show. And someone said I'm eating children for Halloween. Cool. And I'm just happy to have you guys here. I created this show 8 months ago to keep us all connected through COVID. So super stoked to have Jessie here. All right. So I'm going to remove the flowers so I have a little room to work here. And then you tell me where we go, babe.
All right. So I wish that you guys could see me. I literally am like, have to like maybe I should get on my knees. Oh, there we
No,
go.
I mean, we can fully see you. It's just funny.
I think this is good. I've never made this recipe while on my knees, but I'm going to try it. Okay. So hold on, peeps. Here we go. All right. The first thing we're going to do, we've got some oil. I love to use oil when I'm baking because it makes things extra moist and they last longer because baked goods with oil in them remain moist for days because oil is liquid at room temperature, whereas butter, things that are made with butter, get a little dry when they are room temperature because butter is not liquid at room temp. Okay.
Science!
Science, yes. Okay, so we have our oil. We're going to add some granulated sugar and some white sugar.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to find this recipe on my website. So don't worry if I don't tell you the ingredients the amounts of the ingredients right now.
And it's in my story, you guys. You can swipe up and it'll take you directly to Jessie's page with her recipe. You're doing great.
Oh, this is probably the best, but it's so uncomfortable. I'm an old lady, so I can't really do this. But I feel like a child. But anyway.
Yeah, do whatever makes you comfortable. It's okay.
What'd you say?
I said, do whatever makes you comfortable. We'll wait.
Okay. So, I like to add the brown sugar because I like the way brown sugar plays with pumpkin. So that's why I'm putting the brown sugar in here as well as the white sugar. And I whisk that around. And before, when I was saying like whiskey, 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 that's because that's some ridiculous thing that I say when I'm on TikTok. So, anyway.
So you already put the oil in, right?
What'd you say?
You put the oil in?
The oil was first. Then came the granulated sugar and the white sugar. My oil was already in my bowl. That's probably why it was confusing.
Well, I went backwards because I'm a dum-dum. Okay.
Oh, that's all right. You're not a dum-dum. All right. Now that we have whisked together our sugar and our oil, we are going to add 2 eggs, 1 yolk, and some vanilla.
Okay.
And I like to add the yolks. Again, I'm going to bring that word up, and I know it's a controversial word. People don't love the word moist, but a yolk makes things a little bit more moist because the white is the part of the egg that dries things out. So the more yolks you use, the more kind of unctuous and moist and luscious your dessert will be. So I whisk that together, kind of getting out all my lumps in case there are any lumps in that brown sugar. Now I'm going to add my pumpkin. Now, guess what? I'm not going to lie. This is actually some pumpkin and some canned sweet potato because I ran out of pumpkin.
That's okay. It's such a good substitute.
And I was going to say, I don't know about you, but right now it's really hard to find canned pumpkin in the grocery store. If that happens to you, I have 2 suggestions. Go to the organic section. It's more expensive, but they seem to have pumpkin. Or use canned sweet potato.
Copy that.
So I'm putting in my sweet potato. Or my pumpkin. Sorry, I want to pretend it's pumpkin. Even though it's funny, I was planning on lying and pretending it was pumpkin. And I'm I do a lot of lying, so that wouldn't have been off-brand for me. But then at the 11th hour, I decided I should tell the truth. So that's why I told you what it was.
I love it. Little white lies never hurt anybody.
Right. All right, peeps. I'm whisking up the pumpkin or sweet potato into my bowl. There you go. You can see Lauren. Now I'm going to add my dry ingredients. And in here I have some all-purpose flour. I have both baking soda and baking powder. And I have some spices. I have some ginger, some nutmeg, and some cinnamon. I am going to put that into my dry ingredients. And some of you, the Nancy Drews in the crowd, may be saying to themselves, just a minute, she's making a muffin. Why is she calling this a donut? And yes, you're right. The recipe is very much like a tea loaf or a muffin recipe. However, once we put this into a mini muffin pan, we bake it off and dip each little muffin in melted butter with cinnamon sugar. You are going to think you are eating a donut and not a muffin. So watch this. Are you putting your dry in, Lauren? You're good?
I just did it.
Great. Now this is a very important step. I'm going to get down low for it. We want to combine our dry. I look so ridiculous. I'm going to get like this. How's that? We're going to.
Whatever. I love it.
We are going to add our dry ingredients very gently. And it's important to be gentle because if you fold your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients too aggressively, you will have tough donuts. And who the F wants a tough donut?
So basically, we need to get
not me. What'd you say?
We need to get the air in it.
Correct. So we do not want to overmix.
Okay.
There you go. Looking pretty, I'd say. The next step. Gonna move my dishes out of the way so you guys don't have to look at them. I have, I've greased a mini muffin pan.
Ooh, okay.
I like to use cooking spray, so that's what I use, but you could use softened butter if you wanted. I really like
How about this nasty stuff?
Yep, looks good to me. The nastier, the better. I like to use a little cookie scoop when I'm baking for all different sorts of things. I have them in a million different sizes. This particular one is a 1.5 tablespoon scoop. I am going to, here I go.
Ooh, yum. Scoop. Oh man, I need to get an ice cream scoop. Hold on.
Scoop.
Keep going.
Okay, I am. And basically, I'm scooping just like this into my little pan. And this recipe is going to make, I think this is 4, 8, 12, 6. This is like 24 donuts or 24 little muffins.
Is that
a recipe? What'd you say?
Is that good?
Looks perfect. Looks perfect. And the recipe is going to make maybe about 36 or so, maybe a bit more.
Oh, wow.
So.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're mini.
Yeah.
Although, you know, if you don't have a mini muffin pan, you can totally use a regular muffin pan and make larger ones.
Now, can you freeze these if you don't eat them right away, or will that mess it up?
Do you mean freeze it at this batter stage, or you mean freeze it once they're baked?
Freeze it once they're baked if you don't have time to eat 36 donuts.
First of all, if you don't have time, what are you doing? Because you should make time. No, that's a joke. Yes, you can totally freeze them. In fact, the swap that I'm going to show you guys, because I've already made them before, so I'm going to be able to show you the finished product so you guys don't have to sit here and wait for me to bake these off. The finished product, dun, 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 wait 1 second, was frozen. You see these cuties? Those are the little muffins. I made them and froze them. And they have probably maybe even been in my freezer for, I don't know, 2 weeks. So this is definitely a make-ahead recipe. And these are the finished donuts. One, you know, the little pumpkin muffins that have been soaked in melted butter and dipped in cinnamon sugar, and those have been in my freezer as well in a Ziploc bag. So you can actually freeze this recipe at either stage, at the muffin stage or at the donut stage. And I'm just going to break one open.
This smells so good, guys.
Look how delicious that looks, peeps. They're really good. I'm going to take a bite. Really good. All right. So let me show you what you do when the muffins come out of the oven. Okay, when they're still warm. Oh, you good, Lauren?
My hands are such a mess. I'm a shit show today, y'all.
So when the muffins come out of the oven, here's a few of them. I am going to, what you do is when they're still warm, you take them out of the pan, you have some melted butter.
Ooh, okay.
And just a minute. And you have some cinnamon sugar. This requires me getting down on my hands and knees. Not my hands, but on my knees.
We gotta get camera crews to our house. This is so crazy.
100%. Well, I was saying before that when you're setting up your shot, you never know what the live is going to do to you. You know,
I know.
Well, anyway, I know that's not interesting to anyone but me, but I'm interested.
Anyway,
I take my little, Lauren, stick that into a 350-degree oven.
Okay.
For I believe it's like 12 to 14 minutes, rotating at the halfway point.
Okay, so I'll do 6 minutes and then come back.
Perfect. And you know they're ready when they kind of spring back to the touch, and they're not like wet on top. You can also
and then when they come out, how long do you wait for them to cool before you dip them in butter? Or
I was just going to tell you, as soon as the pan is not too hot for you to touch, pop these right out, because you want them to be warm. Because if they're warm, they'll absorb the butter better and they'll be nicer in the sugar. They're just really yummy if they are warm. So pretend this is warm. Here's my baby muffin. I am going to put it into my melted butter. Dun, da, da, da. And then maybe I'll go like this so you can see. And then I'm going to put it right in the cinnamon sugar. I'm trying to center this. I'm going to put it right in the cinnamon sugar. And there you go.
Come closer.
Look at that. I'm going to stand up so you can see.
Yes, queen, yes.
How yummy is that, peeps? And yes, it looks a little bit like a muffin, but please don't tell me that it looks like a muffin. I want you to pretend that it looks like a donut. I'm going to take another one just in case you missed it the first time. Take my little pumpkin donut, not muffin, dip it into the melted butter, grab my cinnamon sugar, and roll it around.
Yum.
And you know, you could also, you heard Lauren say that she put a little bit, I think she said nutmeg in her whipped cream.
Yeah.
You could put a little nutmeg in this cinnamon sugar mixture, a little ginger, any of the kind of fall spices. You could even, wait for it, use a little bit of pumpkin spice mix. I tend not to buy that just because I have all the other spices on their own.
Right.
But you could totally do that.
Yeah.
So let me show you again. We're dipping that into the butter.
Yes, babe. I feel the diabetes coming.
Right?
Yeah.
That's actually a comment I get a lot on TikTok. Why are you giving me diabetes and why don't you have diabetes? So I'm used to being accused of being a diabetes spreader.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, people on TikTok are mean. Are you
I'm not on TikTok.
Oh, if you get on TikTok, you will see that people are not. Some people are really nice, but
I will never get on TikTok. It's just like, I'm like, side note, like Facebook is kind of over and Instagram is kind of my new home.
Right.
And for me, I get super overwhelmed because my mind's always like with ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, to be accountable on another social media space, I would like blow my brains out. Like
I agree with you, except if it wasn't for TikTok, I would never have done Reels. Because the only reason I jumped into Reels so easily, and dare I say flawlessly, is because I had spent all of the pandemic making TikTok videos. So I already knew the short video medium. And if I hadn't done TikTok, what'd you say?
I said I just went right into Reels. Sorry to interrupt. And that's how I found you.
Yeah.
Because I was making Reels. So it's to each his own, man. You know, we all have to take social media breaks and whatever. But to the people out there that really have diabetes, you shouldn't be eating this food anyway.
Right. I don't mean to joke about somebody being sick. When you said diabetes, it made me think of some things that people have said to me.
Totally. And my stepdad has diabetes, and I cook for my mom and my stepdad a lot. And I just sub stuff out. Like, I use monk fruit sugar. So there's so many different like substitutions you can make. But of course, to me, the original is always going to be the best, and everything in moderation. And your recipes are delicious. Like,
thank you.
So good. I was never a baker, and like through COVID, I obviously had more time. We all did. But like finding really good desserts it's hard. Like really, really good desserts that you're gonna make again, that are gonna become part of your family. Like this mug cake is insane, and I cannot wait. You're so welcome. I cannot wait to try these little donut holes. I wanted to ask you a couple things before we left. What do you have coming up in the world of Jessie?
Oh, so right now I'm having a fun week of being featured on a website called Select 7, where every single day they do they post about me, and there is a whole kind of almost like a blog post that I've done on their site, like on Monday, it was like Monday motivation, and it was about different organizations that I like to contribute to and the different ways I do so. Then Tuesday was all about cooking and eating. And that, of course, is near and dear to my heart. And then today is all about like wellness. So there were some really fun pictures in my Instagram feed today, yesterday, and Monday, and also in Select 7's feed. And then over on the website, you can learn more than you ever wanted to know about me.
So that's what I was going to ask you. What is something people don't know about you that you'd want to share?
Well, that I want to share. That's a good question. I mean, today I shared the fact, because the pictures of me today are in a bathtub. Today I shared the fact on Select 7. Today I shared the fact that I hate baths and I actually hate showers. Of course I shower because I want to be clean, but I find it a waste of time.
I feel the same
And
way.
I want to wake up and just get the day started, like with coffee. I'm not saying I'm like jumping up and like running a marathon, but I just want to get up, read the newspaper, and drink coffee. And the idea that I have to go exercise and then take like a shower or a bath is really painful. But I'm a good member of society and I want to be a clean member, so I do it.
I love you because I'm like a dirty hippie, and I mean, I'm not gross. I'm hygienic, like you said, but like, y'all don't need a shower every day. Save some water. Save some water. Get them natural oils.
I feel you. That's what I shared today.
I love it. Oh, hold on. The oven's beeping. Let me turn it, and I have two more questions. And if anyone else has a question for Jessie or myself, put it in the comments. I'll be right back.
Any questions, peeps? I'm an open book. Somebody loves baths. I know, I feel you. A lot of people love them. My husband loves them. That's why I have a really nice bathtub. I just don't use it. He uses it. I literally thought you were going to say you were a dominatrix and a baker. That's iconic. I am not a dominatrix. I'm sorry. But I am a baker and a person who hates baths.
I walk away for 2 seconds. No. So another thing I love to ask people, okay, if you were on a deserted island and you already had access to fish and water and coconuts, what are the 3 things that you would bring?
Fish, water, and coconuts. I'm bringing things for food or for pleasure?
For whatever you want. You're there for the rest of your life. 3 things. What would you bring?
I mean, I guess I would bring Netflix, Amazon Prime. I would bring all my movie state because I'm obsessed with TV. So if I could bring, that would be one thing I would bring. Okay. And then I would bring a library because I'm obsessed with books and reading. And can I bring my family?
Sure.
And I'll bring my husband and my kids. I mean, I feel sad making them be on an island for the rest of their lives if they didn't have to go and I forced them. But somebody asked, they said the recipe is not on my site, but the recipe is on my site. I wonder which one you mean. If you mean the chocolate mug cake one, that's correct. That's on a site called Little Sue, S-O-U-S. And Lauren and I will both try to you can DM me and I'll give you the recipe. But the pumpkin donut holes is definitely on my site.
And you guys, if you're looking for the recipe that we're making as we're speaking, it is in my story. It should still be there. And it says, if you want to bake alongside us, swipe up and just swipe up in my feed and it will take you directly to the pumpkin donut holes. I don't know who Little Sue is, but it sounds like
it's a really cute company. Sue is S-O-U-S, and it's a company that makes recipes and food and helps kids learn to bake and cook in the kitchen with their parents or their guardians. Aww. So the recipe for the chocolate mug cake is on Little Sue because it's a great recipe for kids.
It is so delicious, so moist, so much. I mean, you could definitely, like, this is definitely not one serving for a kid. This is huge. You could split it between 2 kids and it's plenty of sugar.
100%.
But it's balanced. It's not like, I don't like chocolate. I'm not a super huge fan of chocolate. So I don't really love stuff that's overly sweet. And this is perfect.
Yay!
It's so good. So
I love that.
What is your favorite dessert to make?
That's a really good question. Probably cake. I love cake. I love chocolate cake with marshmallow frosting. That's my favorite combo.
My favorite cake is butter and scotch in Brooklyn, and they're shutting down.
Oh, I thought butter and scotch was more pies. It's both.
They do the best. They got named like #1 birthday cake in New York, but I think you can.
Holy moly!
I know it's really sad. They had to, I think, closed down their brick and mortar, but they're working with another bakery, and I think you can still get cake slices from them. That's my favorite. I love cake.
Did they have to close because of COVID?
I think so. I don't know all the details.
Yeah.
But it's been so hard for everybody, and my heart reaches out to our city and Brooklyn, and even though I'm not there right now, my apartment is, and I'm deciding if I want to stay or go, and it's just a lot. So everybody out there that's just, you know, dealing with all of this, we all are dealing with it in different ways. Just take a deep breath, make a little pumpkin donut hole, take some time for yourself, because God knows it has been a year, right?
Yes.
I mean,
100%.
What are your
100%.
ways to, like, because I know you are on social media, we kind of have to be, like,
Yep.
what are a couple of your ways that you de-stress and detox from
Right.
this?
Well, obviously not taking a bath. As I indicated earlier, I do not find that relaxing. I'm not kidding about TV. Right now I'm watching Money Heist with my 15-year-old. It's so effing good. I don't know if
Is that a
people
TV
know.
show?
It's a Netflix. It's in Spanish. It's a Spanish language TV show. It's incredible. Subtitles, so good. I just finished The Bureau, which is French. I don't only watch things in other languages, but these two are the last things I've watched, and they were amazing. I'm also watching Peaky Blinders, which I love.
I love Peaky Blinders.
I know. I'm way behind. My husband and I haven't seen this most recent season. But anyway, that's one way. I definitely like at the end of the day to unwind and watch TV. And I wasn't kidding about the books on my desert island. I'm really into reading. I'm reading a book called Dark Vanessa right now that's amazing. I just read Transcendent Kingdom, which was incredible. And another book that I loved, whose name I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I love reading too. So those are ways that I de-stress.
My friend Lester just asked, do you make deliveries or can I buy baked goods from you?
Oh, sadly, no, Lester, but thank you for asking.
He's the greatest. I'm just trying to see what else we have in here. Oh, what's your easiest cookie recipe that you can recommend?
Oh, I won't lie. All my recipes are easy because I am the queen of easy peasy. So you're never going to get a complicated recipe. But like I have a 1-bowl chocolate chip cookie that I did for both reels. And I think and TikTok, I did it for both of them. That's super easy. DM me and I'll give you that recipe. Or really you can check out I have a whole cookie section on my website. My website is filled with easy peasy recipes. Check them out. DM me or message me or whatever if you can't figure it out or it seems too hard or whatever, and I'll steer you in the right direction.
I love it. And then one last question. When all of this is more under control, where's the first place you're going to travel to?
Ooh, really good question. Somewhere on the ocean. I don't know where it'll be, but I love the beach and I love hanging out at the beach, and I would love to be on the beach again sometime soon.
I love it. And I keep saying last question, but I do want to know this answer. What was the first dessert you ever made?
Oh.
And let me grab my donuts because they just finished.
Oh, good. So the first dessert I ever made, like when I was a kid, I was making I don't even think I made Toll House chocolate chip cookies. In terms of making a dessert, it was like me opening up the package of double stuffed Oreos. That was like as far as I got to making something, or opening the box of Pepperidge Farm raspberry turnovers from the freezer and like putting it in the toaster. That was me making dessert. Oh, they look great.
Yeah. So I'm going to let them cool for a second so I can pop them out. And then I will do what you said. I dip them in the butter first.
Yep.
I probably need to reheat this a little because obviously it congeals, right?
Yep.
After sitting. And then I've got my cinnamon sugar mix. Holy crap, this is hot. Let me set it down.
Okay.
They smell amazing. Oh my God. Let me pull one out.
They can also, my husband is saying hi. Hi.
Hello, hubby.
You can also just eat those muffins. I mean, I really want you to think of these as donuts, but you could also make these as your pumpkin muffin if you wanted to have a pumpkin muffin. Or put this into a loaf cake and turn it into English breakfast puffs. Yes, people do call those breakfast puffs. You're 100% right.
These babies are burning my fingers.
Uh-oh. I don't think they're usually pumpkin flavored, but yes, I also have a recipe on my website for just a kind of plain like a cinnamon sugar donut hole that doesn't have any pumpkin.
Dude, anything cinnamon is my life. Like my abuelita, my family's from Spain. when I was younger, like the Hispanic and Mexican chocolates too. They have a cinnamon in the chocolate mix that they do. And I remember going to Valencia and having churros con chocolate, and they put beautiful cinnamon inside the chocolate. So anything cinnamon is like crack for me. Like, I need it. I love it. Give it to me. That's all I want to do is make cinnamon desserts. So
that sounds really yummy.
Oh, so good. This is such a pleasure. I'm so happy that you were able to
Also, I think churros might be one of my favorite foods.
Hell
I
yeah.
love churros so much.
And the best part of New York, if you're before COVID, were the churros in the subway.
Oh, yum.
And they're actually so good. And it's like, yeah, I know it's a little creepy to go to some of these places where no one has a license and they're just handing out food, but you know, you're going to be okay. We don't live in a third world country.
No.
So it's totally fine. But yeah, I'm just so happy to have you on today. It was a like nice break from the week, and your food is fantastic. And in a couple minutes, I'm going to roll these and I'm going to show everybody on my story what they look like once they've been rolled in butter and sugar. And I just wish you the best. And I'm so happy you were able to come on today, and let's keep in touch, and maybe we can do a fun holiday show again. So
would love it. Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me, Lauren. This was super fun. Would love to come back around the holidays and make something, another sweet for your peeps.
I love it. And we'll figure out how you are not going to be crouching tiger.
I know. I'm really upset about this. I wish I had figured it out beforehand, but so it's hard to know.
It's okay. See, Lester said I loved it. Someone's like,
oh,
can you teach me how to bake? Someone said 2 icons. That's right, bitch. Work.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, everybody, stay safe. Cook some deliciousness at home. All these things are fairly inexpensive to make. These are staple ingredients in your pantry. Nothing super, super crazy. My phone just paused, low battery mode. So check out Jessie Sheehan if you haven't already. Check out my show. We love you guys so much. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Thank you for joining Quarantine But Cute today.
Bye.
Bye, girl.
Bye, Lauren.